Hi everyone, this is Intuitive Edge. Welcome to my channel. This is where we take an intuitive look at what's going on in our world. So let's take a look at the city of Baltimore and some of the things that has been in the news about that. Now, Baltimore over the years has been given a lot of money in the tune of billions to help with the inner city and the problems plaguing. And given the horrible condition that people are seeing there, people are beginning to wonder where's all that money gone? If there's nothing really to show for it, and if the city is still in bad shape, what's been happening? President Trump brought this issue to light for everybody to look at, and put Baltimore square in the national spotlight last week with his tweets, kind of putting Elijah Cummings in the hot seat. But so I want to take a look at this. What happened to all that money? Was it used wisely? Was it well spent, or is there something else going on? And kind of see what's in store for the city. So let's take a look at this. So looking at this intuitively, the first card out was the Six of Swords reversed. This is on the position of the issue. Now I stopped the video and I studied this card for quite a bit to get intuitive impressions and to just ask the question and see what resonated and what came up. And I got some interesting things based off of the artwork and what's depicted here. This is a card of moving on from something, having to move away, dealing with grief or loss, but moving on from something. But I got this sense with this artwork that there's something about the money, and I was looking at this and I kind of got this represents the money, and there's like this line here, and this kind of looked like a deserted area, like a desert to me, and with this green going down and then kind of evaporating a little bit. It feels like the money some of it got where it was supposed to go, but then it dried up, and it feels like there's that line, and then above that I looked at this picture with the boat, and I got the sense words were coming to me like luxury, accommodations, and travel. Now I know that luxury, accommodations, and travel wouldn't account for 16 billion, but this is what was coming to me. What I felt is that there was travel involved, and I got the impression or the thought that maybe if someone took a official business trip, that they might take all the luxury accommodations with that trip, maybe hit the spa, do other kind of fancy kind of luxury. I just got that feeling of luxury, accommodations. I also got the feeling of offshore and travel and air travel. So I don't know if there were people making lots of overseas trips, that maybe, the cost of that, or maybe some of that money is stored maybe offshore. I don't know. But I got this feeling of offshore luxury travel. Okay. Now, next, the card over that, the card crossing, is the Knight of Swords. Now, this is a messenger. Knight of Swords is a very aggressive card. This is a card that's like super aggressive. Before I go on, I wanted to point out one more thing I saw with this when I was looking at it. I got the feeling too of like several people kind of looking the other way. Like if somebody did, took a little extra luxury trip or something, that it was kind of look the other way, don't make waves, just, let them do their thing. So it's crossed by that energy of that Knight of Swords, that strong aggression. I laid out a couple more cards in this spread. The next card up, this one is interesting to me. It's the Seven of Cups reversed. This is in the position of kind of what we know, what's overt, what's known. I think what's obvious is that you've got this, on this card of overwhelm, you have all this money missing and not in no way to really account for all of it. What led up to this? Now, this is an interesting card. We have it reversed, Seven of Pentacles. This card is about reflecting on your work. As a reversal, it's like work with no vision. It's like not having the vision to know what to do or how to achieve your goals. And what I thought with this is, when these cities get these grants and there's all this money this comes pouring in, if you don't have a plan and you don't know how to appropriate that money, it can be overwhelming. How do you know where to best spend the money or how to best help your community if you don't have an understanding of what's going on in your city? It can be nice to get all this money. It's like, think of it when people win the lottery. Some people, they win the lottery and their life's a disaster because they don't know how to handle the money. They don't know what to do with it. They don't know where to appropriate it. They don't know how to put it to good use, and they end up broke, 5-10 years down the road because they've blown it all. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened here. I'm not saying that there weren't people who knew what they were doing, but I have to wonder with that card upside down if some of the people or if some of that money wasn't spent because somebody didn't know the best way to put that money to good use. Okay. So now we're on to the next card, which is the past. Now we have the Five of Swords. Now this is really interesting. I pulled this little booklet out. This to me was fascinating. Five of Swords is about a battle. And this is reversed. To me, it's like letting go or releasing, moving on from a battle. But listen to this. It says let me show you the card. So you can see it's like a battle taking place. And it's kind of like the battle's over, but it's having come through a battle. But as a reversal, the turning point in one's life when one can either become honest with oneself or go deeper into deception. So that's very fascinating because the past, that's the past card. The future, which is the next card up, is an Ace of Wands. Now that's a new beginning. So I think there's something about that city that's reaching a turning point. And to me, this feels really positive. So whatever all of this was in the past, I feel like this is like, maybe they're going to clean house. Maybe, I know that a few people have been let go and there's been some turnover in leadership there. And that's probably a good thing because it sounds like they've turned a corner and now that city is going to start to make some much needed improvements in a good way. But that is probably some of the most hopeful that I've seen on something like this. When you've got that battle card and that turning point and moving into something new with the ace. That's very, very cool. So, okay, I laid the last 4 cards out in this spread. And again, I think that city is going to turn itself around, at least get going on the right track. They've got the Ace of Cups reversed. This is kind of having to deal with some loss, and they've had this kind of, they've been in the spotlight and all the corruption and stuff that's been uncovered the last several weeks and months. Then they're moving into this, they've got the Magician reversed, and that's in the position of now, kind of what's happening right now in the environment. Magician reverse is abusing your power. And that's actually what's in the environment right now that's being revealed, that's being stirred up and kind of a microscope's been on Baltimore recently. Now, the cards after that, we've got the Four of Wands. We've got the Four of Wands reversed. That's just in the position of kind of what's hoped for or what's wished for. And this is kind of like, hoping for things to go nice and to go well for a change and to actually see some results and to not feel like a doormat or like for the people there, that they're just being used, that there's actually going to be, it's kind of like, I'll believe it when I see it, but we do need some change and some good things in our city coming. And they've got the King of Pentacles up top. That's a good card to have. That's a card of strength. And King of Pentacles is all about values and bringing value back to something. So overall for a city, I think that there's some good stuff coming for Baltimore as they continue to root out the corrupt elements and the people that maybe were abusing their positions of power. But there's some good that can come of this, and so wow, I'm pretty hopeful. So we'll see, but looks like there may be some more exposure coming, but it's going to be good. So we'll have to wait and see, but I'm hopeful. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll catch you next time. Thanks for joining me. This has been Intuitive Edge. Bye for now.